Hi everyone. So this is the last session, the third session on the simple calculator. So my purpose is to introduce how we are going to give actions to these buttons, and if I run this project and maybe give an idea how these actions, like what should happen once I enter a number to the first number text field and a number to the second number text field. If I click on plus button, the result 3 plus 4, the 7 should appear in the result text field. If I press maybe minus 3 minus 4, the result minus 1 should appear in this text field. If I click on multiply button, 3 into 4, the 12 as the result should appear in the result text field. Okay, so if I press divide button 0.75, the result should appear in the result text button. And finally the clear button, so clear button will be clearing all the text fields and maybe like make ready the software for another calculation. Okay, so those are like a high level view of what these buttons will do. Okay, so I'm just going to close this, and this is how you're going to add actions to the buttons. Okay, so I'm just going to add the action to the plus button first. Okay, so there are two ways that you can add actions to the button. One simple way is, so as you can see, you are in the design view and you have a source view, as well as I have mentioned in the first session. For JFrame kind of Java class, you have two views, source and design and source. We built the GUI with the use of the design view. The reason for that is simply building the GUI in the design mode is quite simple, and it make the task easier rather than going to the source mode. Okay, but as you can scroll down in the source, so it's like the same. So the source view will provide you the source file for this design simply. Okay, and if you go to the source view, you can see btn clear, btn divide, btn minus, btn multiply. What are these? These are the button names, rather the variable names that we gave in the second session for those 4 buttons, btn plus 5 buttons. Okay, so and txt first number, txt result, txt second number, these are simply the variable names that we gave for the text fields in the second session. Okay, so this, once we add a component to the JFrame or the JPanel in the design view, the code gets automatically generated in the source view. So that's what happens like once we do changes to the properties in the design view, once we do changes to the properties in the design view, the source file, or the source get changed automatically. So that part will be handled by the NetBeans itself. So we are just worried about go to properties and maybe changing a property, and the source file get adjusted accordingly. Okay, so that is the link between the source and design. Okay, to add actions to these 5 buttons, we are just want to write the code. I mean, like, implement the buttons, I mean give actions, or rather write the method body simply. Okay, so I'm just interested in the action of click. Okay, I mean like click event of each button. To go to the click event, I'm just double clicking on the button in the design view. Okay, you go again to the design view, double click on the plus button, then I will be directed to the method called btn plus action performed. Okay, so just notice this, btn plus is the name of the button, and action performed will be the this is the complete name of the method called when the button is pressed, and the name is concatenation of two parts. One thing is btn plus the variable name, rather the button name, and the action performed is the event fired once you press the button at the runtime. Okay, so by overriding this method body, it simply means you are just giving the action to this button. Okay, well, I will just give you a simple example. We just have maybe a simple println inside, maybe hi. Okay, and save it and run the project again. Okay, now just please concentrate on this output window. I'm just so I have just given an action to this plus button. Okay, I have just given an action to this plus button. Let's see what will happen once I press this plus button. Please concentrate on this output screen at the bottom. Okay, as you can see, the print statement inside the btn plus action performed is executed once you press the plus button. Okay, that reflects that this btn plus action performed will be fired, or rather will be called. It's called a callback method. The system will call that method once you click on the plus button. Okay, so I'm just removing this system.out.println. So what exactly you need to do once you click on the press button? Okay, I will just list it like this. You want to get the number of the first text field, and you want to get the number of the second text field, and add those two numbers and place the result in the result text field. Okay, so I'm just going to declare maybe two method local variables as first number. Okay, so I want to assign the value of the first number text field to this first number. Okay, so could you please remind me the name of the variable of the first text field? It starting with txt, isn't it? Txt first number. Okay, so this is the value, this is the variable name that we have given in the second session for the first number text field. Okay, txt first number dot get text. Okay, so this is the method that we used to get this text in the first number text field. And please note, this get text method returns the text as a string. As you can see in the NetBeans description, it returns the text as a string. Okay, but why is this compilation error? It's simply you are going to assign a string written from this code to a double in the left hand side. Okay, I just want to convert this string written by the getText method to a primitive double. What I'll do is I will just use double dot pass double method in the double wrapper class to convert the string to a primitive double. Okay, just let me remind this. Double dot pass double, it is a method in the double wrapper class, a static method. That's why you call it with the class name dot. Okay, and it takes a string as the parameter, as you can see in the description, and it returns a primitive double. Okay, so now the right hand side returns a primitive double, which is the text or the digit entered by the user in the first number text field. You get it as a string and you convert it to a primitive double with this, and you assign the value to the first number text field. So what we have done is simply what we have done in the scanner, using the scanner class next int or the next double method. What we have done, like in the next double method, you read the input from the command line and you assign it to the to a variable in the code. It's simply like this. We get the input from the text field here, and we assign it to a variable in the code as first number. Okay, and we do the same thing, and we just copy the line and paste it, and we declare another variable called second number. Make sure that you maintain the camel notation standard, and we get the second number text field value, second number, fine, and get the text similar way and pass it to the pass double method, and it will return it as a primitive. You assign it to the second primitive double variable second number. Okay, once these two lines will be executed, you have the two inputs given by the user for the first number and the second number assigned to two method local variables, first number and second number. So it's now time to do the math. I will maybe create another variable called result, and so since remember we are in the plus by btn plus action performed, we are doing the plus or the addition arithmetic operation. So I'm just going to add first number and second number together, okay, and assign the result to a primitive double called result. Okay, now I have done the math and I have done the calculation. I have the result in the result primitive variable. Now I have to do the thing remaining is I just want to display this result in the result text field, in the result text field here. Okay, fine. So I will take the result text field txt result. Okay, do you feel like we are getting an advantage of giving txt prefix to these text fields? So we just type txt and r, then maybe press control space, then you get the exact name of the controller txt result, and use the set text method to set the value result. Okay, see, you notice this pattern. Once you want to get the value from the text field, you just use the get text. Once you want to set a value to the text field, you're just using the set text. It's like getter and the setter. Okay, the text field name dot set text, here the text field name dot get text to get the value. Okay, why this compilation error is the set text method require a string parameter, but we are passing a primitive double parameter, so that is why the NetBeans is showing a compilation error. Okay, we are just passing we want to pass this primitive double as a string to the set text method argument. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use again the double double wrapper class, and maybe pass this as an argument. So this is like simple programming, and maybe call the toString method of the primitive wrapper class, which will returns the string conversion of the primitive double. Okay, what I have done is I will just create a new wrapper object of double and pass it to the argument constructor argument, and then use the toString method of the wrapper class, which will return the string representation of the double, and the setText method is happy because it receives a string to its argument. Okay, fine. So we are just completed the set text, or the action of the plus button, and we'll just see how it will work at the runtime. Okay, giving 3 for the first number and maybe giving 5 for the second number. Let's see. Oh shit, it comes as 8.0 because it's a double, and 3 plus 5 is 8, and it is